3, 2, 1. And we're live, I think, maybe. It's so hard to tell anything in this new YouTube universe with all of these hashtag fart cops around. How's everyone going? That's great. That's really good to hear. That's not so good. But everyone else, that's great. Holy dooly. How many people have been sitting here waiting? The chat is already full. How am I going to get through this? Alien World Aquatics. He wins gold medal today. Silver goes to GRB. Bronze, Fish Room Fever. Well done, boys. Well done to you lot. Paul, the unfiltered aquarist. Cha, the mad fish diva. Welcome aboard. Thanks for joining us. Mr. Ward. Barry, the Sonic King. How are you, mate? Good to see you in again. Pamela. Hope those calendars are sold out. But if not, we'll get a link up, no doubt, through the stream. We know we like to push the good stuff. Chewy, how are you? Cody son, how you going, mate? Welcome aboard. Bob Kayla. Always good to see you, Bob Kayla. Stephanie Berry, how are you today? Jesse, the Hawaiian HC Aqua. Welcome. Unless H in HC stands for Hawaii, then I've doubled up on the Hawaii. Candy overalls, or should I say Cinder's overalls. I'm just going to let that one sit for a little while because I can kind of get the vibe that it's let loose a few ants in your pants. Me saying that. It's not really an interesting story. Zen Ginger, hello to you. Don G, welcome aboard. Scrolling. Scott Gordon, welcome to you, sir. Believe you might be a new name in. Many thanks for joining. Thank you indeed. GT Aquatics, hello to you, sir. Thank you for popping in. Sandra Bennett, how are you? Chewy, I believe I said hi. Jay's better room. Never a surprise to hear you say that, Jay. Or type that, I should say. I didn't actually hear. I read that you had typed it in the past. Some time ago, some moments merely past, not long back. But thank you. I will vicariously, hopefully, enjoy that. Meanwhile, I'll pretend with one of these. Big J, how's it going? Chris, multi-tank addiction. Oh, look out. My chat's doing that thing again, where it's scrolling through and I'm missing stuff. I'll spend the first 37 minutes scrolling up and down the chat, shall I? Said good day to you and you and you. Big J, I think. Oh, Caleb Aquatics is in here. Young Caleb. How are you, young fella? Welcome aboard. Corvus Oskin. Corvus Oskin. I may have heard this name before. Don't know how he found his way in here, though. But anyway, Joel, welcome aboard, sir. I do enjoy your content and your videos, and it is somewhat of a privilege and an honour to have you in my stream. Thank you for popping in. Tell your friends, all those big popular friends of yours. Rockford Fish Keeping, how are you? Zach Fisher, how are you? Derek, the 44 mag guy. Dash, Fish and More. I like the updated name, Derek, now that you've got a tank to at least talk about. And I think I've made it to the bottom. Have I missed anyone? If I missed you, let me know in the chat. Blacky, you missed me. Oh, what did I just read? Lots of words. Corvus, you got a sick infant. That's no good. Oh, crikey. Why am I muting my burps? They're one of my trademarks. I am G-Snap. Welcome. Sorry, GRB. Well done. You made it. Tater salad. How are you? Greetings to Denmark from Australia. That is a Denmark flag, isn't it? I'm reasonable with my flags, I hope. There's a lot of them, though. Jeremy Morrill, I did miss you, but indeed you did just get here. Anna, I'm pretty sure I got you before. Rockford. Those are, I think everyone is getting excited about those unboxings now. But we shall see. We shall see if... oh, hang on. I better mute that guy. If I'm flipped over there. Bam! Drum roll. LT must have made it in. There he is. How you going, LT? Welcome aboard. Neck of the... Did I get you for saying redneck as well? Aren't we all a little bit rednecky? If you're not, you're a liar. Crikey, that was a bit rough. Candy, I did indeed miss that. I missed you saying hi to Sarah. Clearly, you must have seen a reflection or something. But Candy says hi.
Hi.
She says hi back. Dan Slee, how are you, mate? Wish I could make out this new logo you've got, but it looks cool. I like reds and blacks and oranges and the darky, fiery colours. And I am G-Snap. I believe you're another new name into my live streams, so welcome aboard, even though I did say hi before. Anna also says hi to Sarah.
Hello.
Jess and her guests have arrived. To here, Bob, or to your house? Bob Kayla says hi. Jess Shrimp Gunny says hi. Stephanie Berry also says hi. Thanks for hitting that like button. What was it? Zen Ginger? Sorry, TZG. Joe Coffee made it in. Don G also says hi, Sarah, but he must be talking to a different Sarah because he's popped an H on the end. Just teasing, Don. Oh, thanks, Dan. I'll check that out when my phone has charge. It is flat at the moment, I think. It was flat earlier anyway, and I switched it off. I can't remember whether I switched it back on. Dan Slee also says hi to Sarah. Dog sitting. 5 dogs in the house. I hope they're good boys. Are they good boys, Jess? Or good girls? That is that's a healthy little pack, but nothing on Bob's regular pack. Oh, there we go. Bob says it himself. He's got 6 all the time. Don G is proffering a excuse for his spelling error that it's voice to text. Voice to text doesn't understand. There's multiple spellings for the name Sarah, pardon me. That one might make it in. Hello, Sarah and Sarah and all. Joe Coffey's covering his bases by offering many different spellings for Sarah. We appreciate you doing that, Joe. Keeps everything safe and minimises any triggering that someone else mentioned before about people getting triggered by names being spelt wrong. I do. I get triggered when someone spells my name wrong. Sometimes they leave out the silent Q. Jeremy Morrill says hi, and he also adds that we've missed you with one of those funny shapes that you see on the red suit in cards. What do they call that? A heart. Jimbo has a very interesting alternate spelling for Sharha. I may have opened up a can of worms by saying that. GRB, I haven't. I haven't gone looking for it though. I imagine that due to the fact that I released it yesterday morning, it would have probably not long stayed still in the same spot before being warm enough to disappear and find its way up a tree or something where they like to be during the day before it went out for a food hunt in the evening. But we'll Stephanie, you're all over it. I should have that in the first place. That would be quite unique, spelling it like that. And Derek, now I've opened a can of worms with people working out ways that they can spell Dr. Black with Q's. We have a Dr. Quacky and a Dr. Blacky with a Blacky. Nice. I like them all. Who we got in here? We got 36 people in here. Tell your friends, let's get it over 40. No, I don't. And I'll have more people to say hello to and miss and ignore and feel like a tool. I used to work with a girl called Candy, and my nickname for her was Cinders. So for some reason it just filtered over onto you today. So yeah, no big story. Like I said, it was quite a boring story. Nothing really to it. But sometimes it is good to branch out on your nicknames. Go by something else. Accept a different pronoun in this day and age of many different pronouns. Good on you, LT. GRB's got some good content and it's only getting better. And he's Australian. Yeah. I had 2 of the bin chickens here just before tater salad. Salad. Oh, but not the trolling kinds, no. Just the kinds that are frolicking around the yard looking for foodstuffs. Is that GRB's video you're talking about, Bob? Something about green water. Did pop up on my notes, but I haven't checked it out yet. Fish Freak. Hey, bro. Always good to see you in. Yeah, this timing is a bit weird nowadays. I now begin 2 hours later than when I first started this live stream. And yeah, it's quite interesting. I mean, the clock does say, yeah, the clock, I start here at 800 hours. I used to start at 1200 hours. Bloody daylight saving. Susan, welcome aboard. Clearly, Susan, for our SLC, knows how to spell. And she did fall for the silent Q joke. Well done, Susan. Crikey, this throat. The smoke and from the bushfires is playing havoc with eyes and lungs and noses and respiration in general. And yeah, even we had 9 millimeters of rain a couple of nights ago. Only lasted 5 or 10 minutes. And the next morning, there wasn't so much smoke and stuff around, but it's all back again. It's playing havoc with balls and lungs again. And it seems that that's just something that we're going to have to deal with over this summer. It's going to be a very, very hot, dry, potentially fiery summer in Australia. But global warming's a myth. Global warming's a myth. Don't forget that. I mean, believe what you want to believe. I'm just a guy. But COPD, is that cumulative obstructive pulmonary disorder? I don't know if cumulative is the right word, but something like that. I'm not the most acronym-y kind of guy. I like to pretend I know, but you know, chronic. That's right, chronic. Bob and Zen right on the chronic. They've got chronic for days. But the one's right, obstructive pulmonary disorder. Yes. Yeah, Rockford, we're just wannabes down here. We're just trying to emulate California with our dry weather and no water. And Anna, the rivers dry up. The creek that beside my house, I've never seen it as empty and dry as it is now. absolutely ridiculously low. Very low.
Except if you keep the screen door closed in case that snake takes the wandering
Well,
and going into the bedroom with it.
well, I won't mind a snake in my bed, but if he wants to keep his screen door closed, that's fine. I've already moved him once. I can move him twice. Disease. It's a disease, not a disorder. Or is it a disorder? The D can stand for both. They did, Joe. They promised a cool summer, but that was way back in the 80s when Bananarama promised us a cool summer. And was it Van Halen that promised us hot summer nights? They were bang on the money. G'day, Sandy Doughty. Doughty or Doughty? I'm going to go with Doughty or Doty. Crikey. Some names are frightfully difficult phonetically. It's that English language of ours that, pardon me, is just ridiculous with spelling. Thirsty Rabbit snuck his way in the back door. How you doing, Thirsty? How's your smoke situation going? Still a little worse off than me up here. I going by the fire RFS website, listing all the fires across the country. A couple of people asking Sarah how the art's going. The art's going pretty good. We did a markets on Saturday, just gone. Sold some pieces. Sold some pieces to one particular guy who was just madly in love with the artwork. And he was very generous, and we were very generous in our negotiations with him. But it was very, very pleasing to have Sarah's art go to someone truly enamored with it. It actually gave me goosebumps. The level of his amour for the artwork. He was super into it, and it just gave us both a buzz. So it was very good to negotiate with the guy and let him have some art to enjoy in his own house. Unfortunately, we did forget to get some contact details off him to because he was going to frame up the pieces that he bought. So fingers crossed, he did take a business card. Fingers crossed he gets in contact with Sarah through her Instagram and gives us a look at his pieces once they're all framed up. Hang on, I saw a couple of new names. Ginger Graves on the commute, the Wednesday afternoon commute, or Tuesday night, as it were, for you. And I believe I saw Cichlids23 pop in. How you doing, Kirk? Good to see you in, mate. Hope stuff with your old man's going good. And you're generating a ideal balance between caring for him and getting some you time as well, bro. Which I can only assume that you popping in here and saying good day to us is a bit of you time. GRB, I think you left the shift key depressed. Yeah, sorry, and then you fixed it. That's how far I am behind in the chat as usual. Chicklets and Punky doing their usual. Yes, good point, Candy. Well brought up. Well, it's only fair, C23. You know, it can't be all left to you. Oh, we got to the 40. Thanks for pointing that out, Derek. And yes, well brought up. Is there your Instagram name? With a proper new logo for her designs and stuff. And also opened up the Scunge Princess. Was it the Scunge Princess one that opened up Scunge, a private Instagram to a public one? So that both the art and the jewelry, it's mainly to separate artwork and jewelry, isn't it? Really? Yes. And I've got to remember what it was called, though. What is the creating site called? It's still Scunge Princess.
Creating, you mean the website for design and art stuff?
Yeah.
It's bigcartel.com.
.bigcartel.com. Brat. There is also this new guy.
It's not finished yet.
Oh, and Candy's all over the links. Well done, Candy. Bringing up the red bubble as well. Thank you for that, Candy. Did mine actually just post? Sarah has started a website as well, which I have listed just here. It is only just gone live as of yesterday. So I think 3 pieces so far. Or have you added some more?
I might have 5 on there now.
There's not a hell of a lot. 3 to 5 pieces of art listed on that website, but more to come. Anyone who has built websites before knows that they take time. I mean, the initial setup takes time, and then when you want to add more stuff to it, it also takes a bit of time to add to. Righto, thank you, Candy. Yes, there is 5 listed on that site now. And there's the Instagrams and the red bubbles. Also, point of note to you Americans is the... Why, thank you, Paul. Very interesting art there. It is indeed. She's my favourite artist. I can't remember what I was about to say, though. What was I about to say? That's right. The Redbubble stuff. It ships out of San Francisco as well as Melbourne, Australia. So Australians and Americans can both benefit from reasonable price shipping from Redbubble, whereas the Teespring store that I opened up, Australians kind of get I don't want to say those words because they're a bit harsh. Shafted. We get a little bit shafted if we order off Teespring because it's got to come out of the States, and shipping ends up being frightfully dear. So, goodness, we discovered Redbubble, which ships out of the States and Australia. Zen Ginger wants to know if you finished the demonic thylacine, which I believe was the lino print.
Yeah.
Or were you doing a drawing in front of them as well?
Well, the only thing, maybe when I might have been drunk and shown it, you might have been.
Ah, that's right, yes. Yes, the demonic thylacine was actually a lino carving. So she carved the design into a piece of lino, and then you paint roll ink onto it and then transfer it onto paper. It was indeed finished, and we sold a few of them at the markets on Saturday. He was quite a popular one, I believe. Thirsty Rabbit says hi.
Hello.
And IMG Snap says, beautiful jewelry, and I am in love with the lady parts. I would hang that on every wall in the house. I'm assuming he's talking about the embroidered, or he or she, sorry, IMG Snap, androgynous human. We cannot tell. I assume this one is talking about the embroidered yonis or vulvas, whatever you'd like to talk about. And yes, they are awesome. Good deal on the shipping, Corvus. From the Redbubble, you mean? Either coming out of from San Fran or Melbourne. I don't know how you guys say it. I'm just used to saying Melbourne. Melbourne, mate. Righto, thank you for clarifying. IMG Snap is a she. We all know trouble people get with pronouns nowadays. So cheers. Because they are true to life artwork, Pam. But I'm glad someone went there. I am glad someone went there. Are you going to buy one, Bob? Sounds interesting. It's probably worth a shot. I mean, sure, if you buy a new model, you're going to lose money on it, but you know, you get some of it back when you sell it in 2021. But it seems like you're getting more no's than yeses. Joe Munoz. This one's for you, Joe. How are you, man? Buenos tardes, amigo. Thinking, Bob. Sensible to the end. Bloody good to see you, Joe. Oh, sorry, I said buenas tardes, but I meant buenos noches for you, sir. Dan Slee is walking, ladies and gentlemen. He's in lurker mode while he walks, which I'm assuming means that Instagram will be with photos from Dan in approximately 95 minutes. Oh, Candy, you can have hearts for all the shows. They all deserve hearts. Hold your applause. Dun, 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 dun. Walk like a Dan. Had to do it. Someone had to do it. Oh, are they going to let you take photos in there, Dan? Unlikely. I don't think he'll think you lost your mind, Candy. His head might just swell a little bit. I have to scroll back up for a second. Crikey, we dropped from 40 down to 31 pretty quick. Must have been me talking about pronouns. Crikey. "2 feet and a heartbeat. Sounds like a song, Dan Slee. Make it so." I may have to they sure are. That's this weather down here. The snowflakes can't handle this Australian summer. May need to burn some nose hairs. I've just started to nose for a little while. Oh, damn. That's both news, Joe. Hope so. What's the diagnosis, Joe? What's going on with her? I'll be back. But I got it for you.
Was that not a romantic gesture? Just an afterthought.
It was a romantic gesture because I bought you a flower. If I wasn't being romantic, I would have just left it out there.
Would you let me take it, please? Which is one of your favourite flavors.
Oh, I thought you said-
personal drink.
Sure. Yeah, stay strong, Joe. Sorry I disappeared for a second there. We got you, man. You got the fish fam love, Joe Munoz. Drop me an email, Joe, if you want to talk or anything, great. We'll get you sorted. I mean, we won't get you sorted, but we'll try and help. We'll help however we can. Thirsty, same. Thirsty's offering it up too. And welcome aboard, Acclimate. You can breathe, and you will. I don't get it, GRB. They're still there. They're not pretty, but they're still there. And g'day, Calypso. Sorry I didn't give you a proper hi before when you came in, bro. That timing was impeccable. Yeah, it was a little flower off the Josh from Aquamate will appreciate that my Bacopa Monieri is flower. This one is for Stephanie Berry. Oh, hang on. Budrum alcoholic ginger beer. I'm not 100% sure if you'd be able to get it in the US of A. Right, GRB thought the little flower that I was holding up to the camera was my teeth, so it asked if my teeth had fallen out. I'm all caught up now, I think. Potentially.
What an even more romantic would have been.
Yeah, it would have been a romantic gesture if I was handing you my teeth that went out. Because you'd get the money from the tooth fairy that way. Potentially. I mean, the tooth fairy knows where I live, right? Oh, GRB's familiar. Oh, are you talking about ginger in general, GRB, or the ginger beer that I just held up? My mate in Brisbane, he's a bit of a homebrew nerd, and he's like the best homebrew. Fish Freak says that beer has no soul. It doesn't, because it's a ginger, if you believe South Park and all of that other stuff. Yeah, my mate in Brisbane used to brew the best alcoholic ginger beer. And I mean, this guy, what did I read, is 4.5% alcohol. And I think he rated his at about 8% alcohol. And it was so tasty, so good. And he made it in a tawley, which Australians know what a tawley is. It's a big bottle. It's not quite a litre. 700 to 700 mils is a tawley. And those things went down super easy. That was a beautiful ginger beer. I must get on to him and encourage him to brew some more of that, because it was such a good beer. Me, I'm just on the turkeys and a little bit of goon. I may have showed you my my big white bowl sitting on top of a fence with some what I thought was Bacopa columbiana, and then Sarah the other day bought a pot of Bacopa Monieri. Emerged growth. I've plonked the pot in the middle of my other Bacopa stuff growing, and it's just started going off, and within a week of being in there, started to flower. I mean, clearly the flowering's got to do with the time of the year, but it's growing really well. Responded well to its new wet environment, just being in a dry pot. But I'm still confused about my I did pop it in a video the other day, but I haven't edited and uploaded that video of the other Bacopa that I've got in there. It's flowers, because it's madly flowering as well, but it doesn't look like Bacopa flowers, but it looks like Bacopa. So I'm very, very confused as to whether it's actually a Bacopa or whether it's just, mutant flowering how it wants to. Sorry, Zen Ginger. Zen Ginger taking offense. Soulless Ginger comments. We don't mean it's just all the other Ginger. It's all the other Ginger except you, maybe. I don't necessarily think I saved that one. Aquamate forgot how to spell every, but we won't hold him to that. You get a few mentions in Per Cichlid's video there with the Dover. I can see that he acclimated his fish very well. Made a few mentions about acclimating it. Unfortunately, Sir Prawnalot did not pronounce acclimate correctly in his video with his new betta. I don't think I'll go 4 hours, Josh. Practice to do. Alright, Thirsty, thanks for stopping in, man. We'll see you looking at you, bros. Ski. All right, so next on the program, the massively existing program. G'day, Passion for Pets. How are you? Good to see you in. I was contemplating one of two things for the next little 7 to 11 minute segment. Thank you for running in and running out. Behave yourself. Sell well. Potentially, I will. Let's do options. Let's do, because we haven't done one of these for a while. Do we do Joe Coffee, he's got the numbers memorized. I've clearly forgotten them. Do we do? The options are me rolling around in the long grass or me showing off some of the drawings from today. Vote now or forever hold your peace. I think everyone's too busy saying bye to Josh to actually vote. I don't think they care what we put up next. They couldn't care whether I roll in the grass or whether they get to see artwork. See you thirsty, Coach Well. I'll roll a cigarette while the votes roll in. Paul votes drawings, followed by rolling around in the grass. Candy votes artwork. Jess Shrimp Granny votes artwork. Big J votes lol. Sandy votes artwork. Pardon me. I'm not putting that on YouTube, Pamela. The fart copper will get me. Pardon me. It's all part of the show, GRB, the reflection. I really, really, like, not too long before going live, I turned the light on in the fish tank and it's like, a bother. If I go this way a bit, I know that if I move my computer, it's not going to change what's reflected on the glass of the fish tank, is it? Hang on, I'll just get up and I'll move my fish tank a little bit. Zen Ginger, you're voting for whether you want to see me rolling in the long grass, which there isn't much of anymore, or some of Sarah's art, you know. Because Sarah went back to drawing for a little while. Roll in the grass while showing artwork. I feel to accomplish that, Fish Freak, I may need an entire film crew with a steady cam and a dolly and a gaff and a grip and any other filmy kind of words that I'm not familiar with. Might get to that, Jay, with your little comment. I didn't bug her, Stephanie. She just needed confirmation. I don't think she was bugged. She may have had a few ants in her pants, but she wasn't bugged by my comments. Oh, yeah, well, the grass that you can see in my reflection is not very long. Somebody suggested that I should go out there and roll in the grass so they can see it in the reflection. You show the artwork.
You could roll in the short.
That's kind of why I suggested the long grass, because I knew there wasn't very much long grass to roll in. But anyway, I digress multiple times. Oops, Astray's over this side now. Where shall we begin? Just so you know, people, it's way too hot out there in the sun for me to be rolling in the grass. It was a ruse. It was a ruse the whole time, my voting scheme. Oh, can she draw you rolling in the grass while we watch? Now, Stephanie Berry, that sounds like a great idea, potentially, for another live stream. Hopefully on a day when it's not as hot, although it is seemingly getting cloudy and windy, which is nice. Andy, I hope my explanation why satisfied buggingness, even though, like I said, it was a you know, a shit story with no real substance to it. But that was pretty much all. Just why. Stephanie Berry making a correlation between if you were to draw me rolling around in the grass, it would be like them sitting watching Chris of MTA drawing his fish and stuff. But it wouldn't be, though, would it?
It really wouldn't.
It wouldn't. But let's I don't know where to start though. There's like so much good stuff came out of today's. Let's start with the this because it's almost thematic with previous designs. Let's go with number one. We've all seen similar work evolve from Scungy's mind. I'm trying to get a little bit closer. The darkness and the skulls. I really like these skull ones. There's quite a few of them in the repertoire now, and they're all very good and very lovely. Pardon me, that was a little bit close to the microphone for comfort. Soulbeard, Derek calls it. Pamela calls it awesome. Hope so, GRB. If we get some of it up here. Handmade paper. Is it handmade paper?
It is, just not by me.
Not by her, but yes, not by Sarah. Sorry, I called her. That's not fair. But it is handmade paper indeed. Anthony, how are you, mate? Welcome aboard. So yes, I am G-Snap. Handmade paper, yes, but not by Sarah, by some other manufacturing human. Super Purgatory-esque. Oh, crikey, my chat just went scrolled through a million times. Yeah, you did, Jeremy. Good timing. Just Shrimp Evangelion. That was like isn't that an anime or something? Or is that a person who does artwork? You been crook, Anthony. That's no good, mate. Let us move on to this one. Which way does this one go?
The way I'm looking at it.
That way. Righto. This is this one. I can't really see the screen because of where I've got it held, but hopefully I've got it in the right spot. Yeah, I thought it was an anime. I thought I'd heard of it before, Jess. Oh, crikey. They have odd creatures they call angels, and they have skulls like that kind of really neat looking. Thanks, Jess. Whoops. Wrong old. Alley cat, someone said. Candy says it's Pam's evil cat. Joe Coffee says it looks like him. It does, Joe. It's like I had a mirror held up to your face. Oh, where did you get them, GRB? GRB got some hemp shirts from northern New South Wales. We've been looking into that, GRB, and been wondering about whether we should do the same thing ourselves and print some shirts. So yes, this was drawn from a human model, but it certainly does have, I am covering up a little bit of it that I probably shouldn't. It does have some certainly feline features, and you can still see me plucking nose hairs from behind the picture. Sorry about that. But my channel is rated not for kids, so kids won't learn how to pick their nose hairs from my channel, as educational as that may be. Oh, where do we go next here? Oh, I like this one. I'm going to go with this one. Simplicity and awesomeness are matching. It's simple yet awesome. If I can point it in the right direction. Maybe easier if I get rid of my cigarette. Where's the fun in that, Derek? It takes all the excitement out of it. Paul, unfiltered aquarist, likens it. Just Shrimp Granny says Grinch Fist. I don't mind that title. It's got a certain ring to it. Oh, Pam. Pam says used condom. Oh. Yeah, Pam. We can always rely on you for the quality descriptives. Verbs for days. The way you mix your verbs and nouns is outstanding, Pam. We love it. It's great. Jess Shrimp Granny has decided to call her band Grinch Fist. That's quite a good name. It rolls off the tongue beautifully. James Hukulak has rolled in. How are you, bro? Both names are equally good, Jeremy. Who wouldn't want to go to a club, a band called Used Condom? Pardon me. This guy. Hang on. Angles. Blacky. Angles. Thanks, James. James is loving Sarah's art. As I'm sure it could be promo, Jess. Promo when you get your band together. Oh, the horses are back in the paddock. We finally get to test if my fence works on my fish pond.
It looks as though I might be heading.
It looks straight for the water. Yeah, they know where the water is. Goodness me. Got some horses that have been living in the back paddock again recently. And when I came home the other day, they had drained my fish pond. More than halfway. My pump was half out of the water. And they know where the water is. They're going straight there. And fingers crossed, I did erect some form of fence. That's quite an attractive look, isn't it? Very healthy looking. Better than a cactus, Joe. Ganesha, detrunked, says Jeremy. That one is very cool. I like that one a lot. I'll just pause for a second while I go and make sure these horses don't behave inappropriately with my pets. It's funny, they both were standing there at the edge of the fish pond going. It's like they had their hands up like this. So no, they will have to go and drink brown water from the creek instead. Thank you, Candy. On fire with the links. Where shall we go next? We've got a few left. I like to go here next, I think. Whoops, hang on. It's a big piece of paper with a small piece of art on it, so it's going to be hard for me to frame it. Yeah, I think the fence has done its job, GRB. They looked very disillusioned that they couldn't drink from there anymore, even though they probably just walked half a kilometre to get to the water. And they're probably very dissatisfied that they walked that long. Thanks for popping in, Joe. Good to see you again, man. We'll see you very soon. Still struggling to get a decent angle on this. Don't know whether I'm getting changing light or if it's just because I'm holding up a large white thing to my camera that it's affecting the light. But yeah, that's that one. Very cool, very cool, very cool. I think I have to do that one last. I don't know why. Random order, I guess. This one's a little bit harder to get in the frame because it's on quite a large piece of paper. Only a small amount larger than my head, which is quite large. Oh, hello. What we got there? Was that a small horse? Oh, Shetland. Didn't even see it coming down the paddock. No, they're not wild horses, Anna. They're just adjusted, I think. Or if not adjusted, I think they might have been potentially the property owner might have offered in the bushfires up in the hills for people to put their livestock on his property. He might not be that kind of guy. But potentially, yes, I'm going towards adjusted horses. I haven't seen the cattle in this paddock today, but yes, I'm going to go with adjusted because this guy does like his money, and you get money for adjusted. You don't get money for helping people out in a bushfire. Thanks, IMG Snap. I wish there was like a shorter way to say that, but there's not really, is it? It's 4 syllables or nothing. But IMG Snap is really liking these. Horseback riding with Blacky. Last time I rode a horse, I fell off. It's not my it's not my bestest talent. And I don't think I'd have a go without a saddle or something to hold on to apart from a mane. Sarah can probably ride any horse she approaches, but not my cup of tea. G-snap, all right. We've 50%ed the syllables. Thank you for that. I'm confused, Anthony. I get it. Now that's a leg. That's a leg, Anthony. It is a leg. Now, a lot of creatures are bipedal, meaning they have two legs. There is inquiring as to whether you ran out of room for its but it's actually a leg, isn't it, though? But he does say he's loving your art, as always. Oh, little Shetland pony. Got like a little Shetland pony out there, and like those two big are they chestnuts? Is that what you call that colour? They look like ex-racehorses or something. They're very fit and healthy looking. And last one for the day. One of my personal favourites, because I really enjoy this style of the fine ink work and all of the detail, which may not necessarily come out on my low resolution camera and stuff. Oh, did Rob Bull sneak in? Oh, I didn't see Rob. Oh, there he is. G'day, Rob. How are you, bro? Shel Silverstein meets Picasso. Do you know Shel Silverstein? Stein? What's the difference between a Western saddle and an English saddle?
Western saddles have got those annoying lumps in front of your legs. And they've got like usually a big horn on them.
And the English saddle just doesn't. Just like a layover.
No, well, I'd venture that an English saddle is something like your dressage and all-purpose type saddles that are just a saddle like the one we had for Mary there.
Because Anna says, Western saddle only, English saddles are evil.
Oh, Western saddles are evil.
There you go, Anna. You heard it first. Sarah thinks that Western saddles are evil. Western saddles are better for big butts and are more comfortable, in my opinion. Righto, Jess. Like butts, we've all got them and opinions as well. But it's good to know. We're all learning. We're learning here today.
They're just for a more laid-back type of riding, though.
Westerns are?
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, that was the last one of today's efforts. If you want to see more, go and check out Moonbiter _Moonbiter_ or is it biters? Just the one Moonbiter with underscores either side. Or Scunge Princess on Instagram, or it might even still be on my clipboard, is it? Or the new Big Cartel site. artwork on there at the moment, but more to come very, very soon. So yeah, it's only going to get better.
Can I make a request?
Sure.
Can I go and sit in there and put the cool on?
If you like. Yes, Jess. They were all done today. It was Sarah's first jump back into the life drawing group that she goes to for quite a few weeks. So yes, all done today. I think there was 7 of them at last count. There was a few other like sketchy things in a book, but they were all just I think Sarah's term was squiggles. They were just squiggles that she did. Just to smash some stuff out. So what else? What else, everybody? What is it? Holy dooly. Oh no, I just misread the clock. Thanks, Anna. I'll pass that on as she's just disappeared. Boom. It is very, very, very warm here this afternoon. So Sarah has decided to go and duck inside and switch the air conditioner on and cool down a bit. So yeah, please do check out the oh, Jeremy, that's not good. But you know, I've scratched a few myself. Oh, I like that, Jess. What a good idea. She's into all that kind of stuff. Not 100% sure if she's done much playing of D&D. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Her style of art is definitely conducive to that environment. Kobold Press and Wizards of the Coast. I'll try and remember that. Bear with me a tick. It seems the horses have given up on trying to drink from my pond, which is thankful because the protection I put around my pond was pretty half-assed. So I kind of thought that if they really put some effort in and got their noses in, they could probably bust down my fence. But thankfully they didn't put in too much effort. However, it's just the big thoroughbreds that have walked on. The Shetland pony is still out there somewhere. Reaches over that fence fine, but you're not going to get down to the grass there, buddy. How which way have I got to go? Oh, yes, you can see them sort of here. No water for them. So they have to walk on and go and find the dry creek beds. Creek bread. Suck the water through the creek bread. And people are going to have horses in paddocks. They're going to need to provide their own water instead of drinking my fish water. Oh yeah, I hate that. Like you get a piece of gravel or something in your Magna float or those magnetic cleaners, and you don't notice it until it's too late. That is the pits. In my pond, currently I just have some guppies and some cherry shrimp and a single bristlenose. Sorry, I missed your question, G-Snap. It might have happened while I All right, there it is. Yes, and thank you, GRB, for passing that on. Yes, I try and put as many of my grow out guppies and stuff in my pond over the summer to get. Oh, that little pony's a bit cute. Well, they leave the bridle on it for, they? Oh, scratching on the fence post. Squirrel. Yeah, I like to try and grow out as many guppies as I can in my bathtub out the back over the summer while it's warm enough to keep them out there. Normally I don't have any success with the shrimp, but the last bunch of shrimp I put in there are going great guns out there. Potentially because there's a heap of algae growing in the bathtub. The pond, sorry. So yeah, they're probably living on that. But yeah, it was a massive bloom of algae because I had the whole surface of the pond was covered with floating plants, some duckweed and salvinia and a couple of other different ones. And I took all of that out. So obviously the water was being exposed to a lot more sunlight and the nutrient levels available in the water were also higher because there was no more floating plants to suck them up. There's the little pony walking away. Where's your finger? It's tiny. So yeah, I had a big algae bloom, which is why I chucked a bristlenose in there as well, and all the shrimp. And it's sort of coming back to a balance now. I've got another couple of buckets full of lava rock to get into the filtration system, just in case. Can't do any harm. But apart from that, yeah, pretty much just I use that pond as a guppy grow out. And I got so many red cherry shrimp that I might as well start chucking hundreds of them out there as well and try and sell them off for 30 cents each. So anyway, it's been good fun, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate everyone stopping by. I'm going to probably entertain you, Rob Bull, with goodbyes and farewells. It's potentially, I've already pushed Sarah for too much involvement as it is, so unlikely that we'll be doing any music. I'm drinking this, Derek. It's just a premix wild turkey and cola. So, as I'm not normally a cola-y drinker, I'll probably regret it in the morning. It's not much more than 4 inches, GRB. If I had to guess, I'd say 3 foot at the hips maximum. So yeah, everyone, thank you for stopping by. Jess, she can't hear you now. She's disappeared indoors into the air conditioning, but I will pass that on, and thank you all for enjoying it and stuff. Oh, that's a trip out when you flick back to the YouTube screen. Nice one, G Snap. Thank you very much for being a newbie to my thing. Look forward to having you back again. I'm going to do something I haven't done for a while and do thanks and buys. Derek, I'll try and pop into yours. James Hukulak, thanks for popping in. Robbie Bull, always good to see you, my brother. Big J, Candy, Cinders, Overalls, thank you for your help. Geez, I just clicked that I do always say not to do mod stuff when you're here, but you're the only one posting links and stuff, I think, today. Damn it. I may have to revoke your moderator status and try and get someone else to do that stuff. Anthony, Mark, Stephanie, Jess, Bob, Jay, Big J, already mentioned you, GRB, G Snap. Thanks everyone. Jeremy Morrill, C23, Bob Kaler again. Derek's going to stream soon, ladies and gentlemen. That's 44 Mad Guy, Fish and More. Go and check him out. Sometimes he leaves his trousers on. Anna, thank you for stopping in. Dr. Black 66 left a comment in the chat. Thanks for stopping by, Blacky. I know, what have I got left here? 29. I've probably said 29 names. Pamela, sorry, nearly left Pamela out. Can't do that. Paul, Unfiltered Aquarist, if you're still here, thank you for stopping in, man. Corvus Oskin was here earlier. That was interesting. That's like 2 weeks in a row. Last week I had Bob Steenfight. This week I had Corvus Oskin. How bizarre. Are they like passing notes in class or something? Sandy Doty, thank you. Ginger Graves, hope you've made it home safe, love. And Anna, of course. For some reason, I cannot scroll up any further. So I'm going to leave it there, everyone. Thank you very much to all of those names I have just spat out. Oh, Fish Freak, thank goodness. And GT Aquatics. Drama D. What have you done, Drama D? You've turned up right at the end. But thank you for coming. Anyone who's watching the replay and has made it through almost an hour and a half of this, well done. You deserve a medal. But thank you as well. C23, GT, Fish Freak, Jay's Better Room. I'm not going to go back up again. I'm repeating myself, aren't I? Thanks, everyone. Sorry, Drama D. Your timing's not so impeccable today, my friend. Steak and sleep sounds awesome, Fish Freak. I wish I could share. So thanks again. Thanks for stopping by. And I will check yours.